Now, obviously, there are some places in Baghdad where you can't pay, only accept in cash. But at least for me, the places I'm now going, the coffee shops, the restaurants, the co-working spaces, right? Yeah, most of them are accepting cards. And for the regular Iraqi as well, they are seeing more adoption, especially when it came to, receiving your salary by card or by bank. This has been happening since 2017, but it's been amplified and sped up and accelerated from 2022 onwards, when the Fed and the Treasury were really interested in increasing transparency within the Iraqi financial system. So now I think a really tiny minority only now of the public employees in Iraq receive their salaries by cash and with cash, and definitely a very low minority receive it in the private sector in cash, unless obviously you're a really small business. And so this really incentivizes people to start testing out e-payment, accept it, use it. One issue though you're seeing in most e-payment companies and banks, also any financial institution, is how do you get that now salary to stay on said individual's card or bank account, right? Because there's this culture of the moment it drops in your account, you can withdraw it, right? Because you don't have any trust in the financial institutions that are managing this. And so how do you convert that into actually, no, you keep that money in your account, you deal with services, you buy things through that money, right? So now a huge focus for any company or institution within the financial landscape of the country is providing value-added avenues for this money, this electronic money to be spent. So whether it's e-commerce, whether it's digital products, or whether it's tickets, whether it's experiences, whether it's anything, services, how do you really create an ecosystem where an individual is motivated to spend that money on their card instead of withdrawing it the moment they receive it? And this is also applying now to new products that are being introduced. So you're seeing buy now, pay later solutions being introduced to add that as a kind of an incentive. You're seeing savings products, installments, loans, potentially even investment platforms. Also, CBI is helping with this. It's the Central Bank of Iraq.
One thing you mentioned just now was the lack of trust in financial institutions. Is that down to the lack of quality of service, or is that down to something like religious reasons, like to do with interest, or what's it to do with?
I think quality of service is a huge one. And also, the history. Financial institutions in Iraq don't have a stellar history. You've seen post 2003. I'm not sure how many. I have to do my research on this, but I think 3 or 4. We've seen 3 or 4 banks be bankrupt and not bailed out. So this was a huge issue.